What is up, guys? So I am on my way right now to a phone deal. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Brandon Jones, but I was thinking about how I even started in this game. You know, a lot of people have a fear of putting their money out because they don't know what is going to happen if they don't make money. Like, they're not sure how they can guarantee that they're going to be able to make a profit. And I understand that. And for the longest, I've been battling as an entrepreneur, trying to figure out when it goes away. And stay with me, right? When does not knowing go away? And I read a comment today that somebody left on one of my videos basically saying, yo, I want to do this, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to recoup my investment. And when it comes to phone flipping, it's interesting because while yes, you want to phone flip if you are somebody that has the need or the urge to flip money, it's scary because, okay, if I put $200 into this phone, what if I don't get $200 back? Like, that's your initial thought. But the way that it works when it comes to phone flipping is you put $200 towards an asset that is always going to be relevant in someone's eyes. Okay, now let's make this clear. It's not always going to be relevant in my eyes or your eyes, matter of fact, but it's always going to be relevant to somebody somewhere, right? Even an iPhone 6 right now, when we're in 2025, it still can sell to someone. Now, it won't sell for that high. I wouldn't buy an iPhone 6 for $200. I'll buy an iPhone 6 for $60, right? And I'll sell an iPhone 6 for like $85, $95. But we're talking about, prime example, iPhone 11. This is a perfect case. iPhone 11s have been relevant for the last 3 years, and they continue to be able to be sold. Now, it's definitely cheaper than usual, but they are still in some capacity used by masses, right? People use the iPhone 11. And for the longest, they've been using the iPhone 11 because you couldn't really tell the difference between the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 12. And then it was, okay, I'll stay with the iPhone 14 because you really can't tell the difference between the 15. I love phones that are similar in the way they look because you'll always find that customers are always willing to stick with the older model as long as it looks like it is close to being comparable to the newer version, right? So when you go into this and you are trying to big up yourself to get the courage to actually flipping devices, I want you to think about it like this. That $200 won't go into thin air. That $200 isn't going to just disappear. That $200 is going to be made back. But you have to make sure that you believe in yourself more than you believe in that money that you're going to be giving up. Because see, a lot of us, we're like, oh, well, I don't want to spend this $300 that I'm trying to invest in the phone flipping and not get it back. Well, what do you care most about? Do you care about keeping the $300 and it just sitting in your account? Or do you want to spend that $300 and then have that $300 actually turn into more money? And see, the only time that this fear factor disappears is when you're just standing still, when you're not doing anything. But eventually you start to always realize that the fear of loss, the fear that you're not going to make any money back, the fear that you're not going to recoup your funds, the fear is always going to be there. It never disappears. And I've always thought it would eventually. No matter how much money I've got, I'm always scared to lose money. Always. I'm always scared to lose money. And it bothers me because it has created a lot of anxiety in my life. And I'm being transparent with you guys. And to where I overwork myself or I just overthink a lot. And it's because of the investments that I've made in my life. And I've made a lot of bad investments and also some good. But from the bad investments, I've always learned, I've always been able to grow, and I've always been able to get the money back. Now, that may not be the case for you. Let's just say, hypothetically, if you lose money, that's the end of your world, right? Okay. But the point of the matter when it comes to losing money is you're going to lose it either way. You're going to spend that $300 probably slowly, but you're going to spend it on things that don't really matter or don't really serve you any purpose anyway. Then you might be like, no, it's going to go towards bills. Okay, if it's going towards bills, then you're going to spend that money and not have that money in the first place. So what you need to do is you need to try and actually do something different, because if you keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result, you're doing nothing but hurting yourself. You're doing nothing but hurting yourself. And that's where it's crucial for us to just believe in ourselves and just start somewhere. Just start. Now, one thing I will say, because this video could be about just start and get started and do it, right? One thing I will say is make sure that you do your due diligence. Stop believing everybody online. Most of these phone flippers online, they'll try and talk you into their community and into being one of their students, and them being your mentor, and them teaching you how to do Facebook ads. Some of them now, they create Facebook ads for you, but you don't need any of that. You don't need to spend any money to learn how to phone flip if you want to just do the research. But if you want to excel and you want to try and learn fast, and you also want to have a support system, yeah, pay for a course or pay for a guide or pay for something, but make sure what you're paying for always gets you a connection. And I tell all of my students that. Now you might be like, yo, Bree, you just started talking about how you don't need to be a mentee and you don't need to buy things, and then you turn around and say it. No, what I'm saying is that if you are going to buy something, just make sure that you're paying attention to what you're buying. Do not just buy somebody's information. Do not buy information. Buy connection. It's two different things, especially with phone flipping. When you buy connection, you get connections to people that are actually going to put you in places, actually connect you with buyers, actually connect you with things that are going to make you more money. That's the difference. See, a lot of people, they want to buy things to excel their performance, and they don't really buy anything. They're just buying somebody telling them regurgitated information that they can find on YouTube for free. The point of the matter is no, don't buy a course that isn't going to get you a buyer. Don't buy a mentorship that isn't going to have somebody connect you with a price list. Don't buy and invest your money into any type of service that isn't going to actually help you. Okay? Money spent needs to equate to money being made back. You understand? And that's really important. Money spent needs to equate. Ooh, I'm about to get some tacos. Money spent needs to equate to money being made back. Okay? That's important, guys. It's very, very important. And it's something that I had to learn my own dang self, is that in order for me to be able to make money and be successful and grow, I need to make sure that I am investing in connection and networking, and especially with the phone flipping, because yeah, you may, like I did, buy an iCloud locked phone when you start reselling, when you start buying phones and trying to resell, right? So basically what happened was I took a break from phone flipping years ago because I wanted to work on my phone store. Because I felt like, okay, I'm phone flipping a lot, but I'm not focusing on my phone stores, and that's a problem. I need to focus on my phone stores. So what I did was I said, okay, I'm gonna take a break. I took a break, got my bread up, I got my store running smooth. I ended up hiring the people I needed to hire, doing the interviews and cold calls and all that. Cool. I go back to phone flipping. The first phone that I flipped after that break was a iPhone XR. Guy comes to the store, guy sells me the XR. Me and him are talking, we chatting. I'm a little nervous because, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not doing nothing wrong. I end up just talking to him a lot, and he leaves the store. Next day, one of my associates say, hey, this phone is iCloud locked. I'm like, it's iCloud locked? He like, yeah. I said, what? So I made that mistake of it being iCloud locked. Boom. Moving forward, I was able to actually find a buyer that would buy it for the same exact price, iCloud locked, just because I had the connection. And that's what I mean. Like, when you're working and when you're building, you're able to actually help yourself because you positioned yourself to actually have connections that will help you boost yourself. And when they help you boost yourself, you are now effectively making your money work for you. And that's what you want to do. Stop being scared to spend money. Spend money on phone flipping. Take that investment, take that risk. Without any risk, there's no reward. Remember that. Keep that in your mind. The fear of losing, the fear of going in a hole, it will not go away. I promise you. But the main point is not to make it go away. The main point is to have it there, but also have that belief into your faith that overrides that judgment or that voice in your head that says, don't do it, you might lose your money, don't do it. override that voice because you know, well, yeah, maybe I shouldn't do this, but I know that I prepared myself enough to be able to make this transaction happen. All right, guys, thank you so much. Don't be scared to invest in phone flipping, but also make sure that if you're investing in phone flipping, you're investing in phones that are actually quality. You're not overpaying. I have the buyer's price list. I have a bunch of guides for free that are in the link below. And also, guys, watch the videos next that are recommended because these videos will help you as well. And I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.